Hello friends, you are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things that you really need to know. I appreciate every one of you who has been part of this channel, who has subscribed, and as many that are still contemplating whether to subscribe or not. I will encourage you to do that because I know you are not going to regret it at the end of the day. Please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon is very important because if you don't click the bell icon, you will not be notified anytime we publish any news. And also, I have a gift for everyone or as many that are interested on how to build a website. There is a website link in the description section. Once you open it, there's a video that will teach you on how to build a website from beginning to the end. Thank you very much. So let's go straight to the business of the day. Atiku won Buhari in Katsina State. PDP chair claims Atiku defeated Buhari in Katsina State, presents contradictory results. The chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Katsina State, Salisu Mejigiri, told the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja on Tuesday that his party defeated President Muhammadu Buhari in the February 23, 2019 presidential election in the state. The figures he, however, gave failed to tally with those his party and his presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, alluded to in their petitions as the true results they obtained from the Independent National Electoral Commission's server. Mejigiri appeared before the five-man tribunal led by Justice Mohammed Garba at the instance of the PDP and Atiku, who are by their petition challenging the victory of Buhari and his All Progressives Congress at the poll. The petitioners on Tuesday presented 13 witnesses, in addition to the 6 they earlier called on Monday. Testifying as the 8th petitioner's witness, Mejigiri, who served as the party's coalition agent for the presidential election in Katsina State, said the collation of the results of the poll carried out by his party in the state showed that his party polled 905,000 to defeat Buhari, and the APC, whom he said scored 872 votes. He said, "We, the PDP, won the election in Katsina State, not the APC. The APC scored 872,000 and the PDP scored 905,000. But the respondents' lawyers pointed his attention to the claim by the petitioners in their petition conceding defeat to Buhari. Asked if he was aware that the petitioners, according to the results they claim to have obtained from INEC server, stated that in their petition that they polled 160,203 votes, while Buhari scored 153,633 votes. He said, "The figures we have are the results that we collated in our state and not the ones from the server." In the results officially declared by INEC, Buhari won his home state of Katsina with 1,232,133 to defeat Atiku, who polled 308,056 votes. Another agent of the PDP in Katsina State for the presidential election, Dan Abdulsalam, who testified as the 10th petitioner's witness at the tribunal, was also asked if he was aware that the petitioners considered defeat to Buhari in Katsina State. He said it will never happen that Atiku would concede defeat to Buhari in Katsina. In his testimony, he alleged that the election was marred by overvoting in some polling units as the total vote cast outnumbered the number of accredited voters. 2 hardcore electoral officers who served during the election also told the tribunal that they electronically transmitted results of the elections into the INEC server. Challenging the victory of Buhari and the APC at the poll, the petitioners had claimed in their petitions that the true and actual results of the election electronically transmitted into INEC server showed that they defeated Buhari in the election. INEC has since denied the existence of the server. Under cross-examination by INEC's lawyer, Fabian Ajogu, SAN, at the Tuesday's proceedings of the tribunal, an assistant presiding officer won during the presidential election, Mr. Ogunsoya Abiola, said the commission did not disclose the name of the server into which the results of the poll were said to have been electronically transmitted. Abiola, who appeared as the 16th petitioner's witness, said the commission only gave him and others designated as APO1, a confidential code with which to access the server early morning of the day of the election. He said, I personally transmitted the election information into the server. There is no name or number. We were only given code with which to transmit the election information into the server. Asked if he indicated the code in his witness statement on oath, which he earlier adopted at his testimony, he said the code contains figures and letters. It was confidential and they said we should not disclose it to anyone. When asked, he confirmed that it was not stated in the manual issued by INEC that it was the duty of APO1 to transmit the results of the election. But he said he and other polling officers were trained in the morning of the election and was thereafter issued the code before proceeding to the polling unit. He said it is not stated in the manual that APO1 should transmit results. They did not use the manual to train us. In the course of the training, they told us that since the APO1 had access to the smart card reader, APO1 could transmit the election information. The RATEC trained us and that was when they issued the code to us. Under cross-examination by the APC's lawyer, Funke Adegoke, SAN, Abiola also said in response to an answer, they trained us between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. on the election day, and that was when they issued the code with which to transmit the results to the server. Under cross-examination by Buhari's lawyer, Abubakar Mahmood, SAN, the witness said INEC directed that no other means of accreditation should be allowed whenever the card reader machine failed to work. He said, in the course of the training, we were told that if the card reader did not work, election should not take place. We were told that any election conducted without the card reader would be cancelled in the polling unit. Testifying as the petitioner's 17th witness, Uchenna Ume, also said an assistant presiding officer won during the last presidential election in Gwarimpa, Abuja. He transmitted the results of the poll into INEC server. He said in the course of the training, they told us there was an INEC server. A code was given to us and they told us that only APO1 should know the code. Responding to another question, he said it would be wrong to state that elections will not be held in a polling unit if the card reader failed to authenticate a permanent voter card. But he explained further that he was instructed that elections should be stopped if the card reader stopped working until it was fixed. The tribunal adjourned further hearing till Thursday. Wow, so guys, the thing is really deep. A lot of testimonies, a lot of witnesses coming to say what they know and what INEC taught them, the training they were given by INEC. This evidence are just really, really, really too huge and too many. From a layman perspective, you like, oh, these are just evidence. This evidence are just too much. That means there's something that's APC and INEC. There's something they are really hiding. There's something they must have done, because this whole thing is just too. It's just too heavy. A lot of people coming and saying it to the INEC that you guys trained us. And from what we heard from the INEC chairman, he said he's going to talk at the end of this whole saga, that he's going to talk on how the server came about, and he's going to say his own mind. We don't even know what he's going to say. Like we said before, we don't know what he's going to say, different from what they've been saying from beginning. There was no server. Later they came to acknowledge that there was server, and the server was just meant for experimentation, and they didn't use it for the 2019 general elections. But now again, the INEC chairman is talking and saying that at the appropriate time, he's going to say everything that he knows. He has vowed that he's going to say everything he knows about the server. But I don't know whether he's going to indict himself, or he's going to be to the favor of APC, or he's going to, favor him at the end of the day, what he's going to say. So, but with the evidence that the PDP are really gathering and they are bringing to the tribunal, they are just so overwhelming that even a layman will like, this evidence, and they just need to use it to declare Atiku winner, if you want to look at it in a layman's perspective. And I don't think, from all indications, all the witnesses they've been bringing, APC they've not really brought any tangible witnesses to counter all the evidences, all the witnesses PDP has been bringing to the tribunal. So, like we say, It's only the tribunal that will tell us the final judgments, but the whole thing is just still messy, just still messy. But from what we have heard and from what we've been thinking before now, that how can INEC, how would they not have server? Where did they store all their votes, all their information? Where did they store them to? Does it mean they are just, on racing paper? Then what is the essence of the card reader in the first place? What is the essence of the card reader? Because it has to be, something has to be done electronically for you to be using that card reader. And you having that card that you are going to slot into that card reader, there must be electronic whatever. I don't even know how to speak it or how to put it, but it's really baffling that an agent like that will be talking and will be saying that they don't have a server. Government agent like that, it's really baffling. So guys, that is just my opinion concerning of the evidence that PDP have really brought before the tribunal, saying Buhari did not win the election in Katsina, that nothing really happened, because everybody was like, how would Atiku win Buhari in his state? It's not done. But with what we are hearing, with what we are saying, the witness from the PDP, they say what they have, the result they have is different from what INEC has and what they are seeing at the tribunal. So guys, I would like you to deliberate on this. Put your comment down below and let's rub minds together. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate you. Bye.